And to get us started here, let's get pumping with our problem of the day. Problem of the day, well, that looks like yesterday's, but no, it's not yesterday's. It's one word difference. There's one word of difference. Let's read it. What is the equation of the line parallel to the line 3x minus 2y equals 12, passing through the point 6, negative 2? Yesterday it was perpendicular. That was the one word. It starts with P, but boy, there's a big difference in the words, all right? So let's take a look at how we're going to deal with this one. Since those of you who were watching yesterday said, oh yeah, we know what to do. Good, we're going to go with it. Those of you who haven't been watching or just tuning in today, let's work it out, all right? Let's see what's going to happen. We're going to try to get to, yes, you got it, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b on this problem. That's going to be the game plan. You say, well, Ernie, that's not a slope-intercept form. You're right, it isn't. It's called what we call standard form. So what we're going to do is get y by itself and make this thing go slope-intercept form. Then, oh my goodness, that's like a soap opera, doesn't it? Then we can fix things, all right? Then we can take care of business. So let's go one step at a time. Let's work with this line right here and see what it does to help us. We got 3x minus that 2y equaling 12. You got it? Write it down at home. If you're working with us at home, that's awesome. If you're not, get you some paper and do it anyway, all right? We're going to deal with this 6, negative 2 in a little bit, all right? We're going to worry about that at another time here, as in another few minutes. So let's see. We want to get y by itself because that is a slope-intercept form, all right? Y equals mx plus b. We hear that many times. So let's remove that 3x, and there we go. Leaving us with, you got it, get rid of those x's, a negative 2y on the left. On the right-hand side, whatever you do, do not say 12 minus 3. All right, do not do that. We're going to put negative 3x plus 12 right there. You see where that's going? That keeps a separation here because this has an x, 12 does not. All right, so you can't put them together. They are not like terms. So let's continue on because the idea, we want to get y by itself. What's keeping us? That negative 2 is a pain, all right? Let's see what we're going to do. Well, it's easy to work with. Divide through because it's connected in by multiplication. So we're going to divide everything through by negative 2, negative 2, negative 2. There's 3 of them there, aren't there? You can just write one under it, but I like to put it under each one so we don't leave out any of those important pieces. We got to do it to everybody, all right? If y gets it, or 2y gets it, or 3yx, whatever, you've got to run it through everything, all right? So here we go. Lose those negative 2's there. We have y by itself, which is what we're looking for. Let's make a negative 3 divided by a negative 2. Remember, it's a negative divided by a negative there. That gives us positive 3 over 2. We're going to leave the 3 and the 2 as is. They're fine. They're fine, okay? You can leave an improper fraction for a slope. That, by the way, that is a slope, yes. And we have a minus 6. So you say, well, Ernie, is that the answer? No, we are halfway home. You say, well, why do we do that? Why do we do that? Because we need a slope. We have a point we're going to use. All right, remember I said we're going to come back to that one in just a second. Well, we're about to get there. We need a slope of a line that will be parallel. Now, if you think about it, parallel, those lines never intersect. They stay on the same angle. They have the same tilt. Sometimes they're flat horizontal. Sometimes they're both vertical. And sometimes they go on the diagonal of some sort. That is why we say they have the same slope, because they're heading in the same direction at the same inclination, all right? So our slope for this guy, if we're going to use parallel, is 3/2. So we're going to look at the m equaling 3/2 right here, all right? The point we have is 6, negative 2. And as we did yesterday, you said, well, Ernie, the slope was different yesterday. Well, because it was perpendicular. Two words mean exactly the same, not any way at all. No, they're exactly opposites of each other. In fact, they're opposite reciprocals, all right? So when we did the opposite reciprocal of 3/2 the other day, it was negative 2/3. We're sticking with 3/2 because we're on parallel key today, all right? So let's go with it. Y equals mx plus b. Everybody with me? Let's put in the storyline here. We've got a point for, got it, x, and got it, y. Right there they are, okay? Where are we going to go with those things? We're going to substitute. The only thing we don't know is b, all right? We know we want a 3/2 in the final answer. We know this is a solution, so to speak. It's a point on the line that we are looking for. So what we got to put is all in this equation and find b. So here we go. -2 for the y. Put in 3/2 for your x. We'll multiply it by 6. We'll tack on b for good measure, and wow, there we are. Are you ready? Let's figure out where we're going. I have a -2 here. 3/2 of 6, that's up there. That's up there. That's going to give me, well, drop a 1 under there and let's find out. 2 goes into 6 3 times, so we got a 9. It's positive. It's positive. Plus b. Kick that 9 over. We're going to subtract. And that's going to give us -11 equal to b. You say, whew, have we got an answer? We do, folks. We have our m, which is the slope. We have our b. And let's write it out somewhere left here on the screen. How about it? Y equals 3/2 x minus 11. Now, what I want us to do is, let's see how that looks with the graphing calculator. Let's go to the graph, all right? So let's see what we're going to do. We're going to put in, first of all, what we started with, that crazy y equals 3/2 x minus 6, all right? Let's take a look. 3/2, by the way, means 3 divided by 2. Pop in your x, and let's subtract 6. That's the storyline here. Graph it. Why not? There it is. There it is in blue. There it is in blue. Notice, intercept, there it is, slope intercept, that's at -6. We can go up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2, like it above. Yes, we do. All right, let's go to y equals one more time. We're going to put in our second equation. It's going to come out in red, by the way. So let's put our 3 divided by, nope, we want to go back down. Sorry, one more cursor down. 3 divided by 2. And we're going to plop an x next to that. That's lovely. And now this time we have -11. Be sure you use minus, don't put negative, all right? -11, enter, and let's graph both of those. Guarantee they're going to be parallel. There goes one, and there comes the other one. -11 got a little bit off my chart, but the graph still appears, all right? Let's see where we're taking this thing. We need to do a quick trace because I want to make sure 6 -2 is a part of that. Which one? The red line graph? I believe that was the latest one we put down. Let's check it out and see. Go trace. It'll take you, we don't want to go that one. We want to go red. There we go. It'll take you down to 0, -11 because that's the y-intercept. Let's put in a 6 for our trace value. All you have to do is press 6 and it's ready to go. Hit enter. We get -2. That is proof in the pudding that our system is working for us here. Our line is correct. We know where we want to be, all right? That's the storyline here. That gets us started.